It's the difference between a gang member and a gang banger. It's very dangerous, there. And that's where, I basically became animal, Just like I feel like I'm institutionalized. My family, they try to put a lot of pressure on me. They don't know what it feels like to be in the cage. I feel like my body is on the street, but my mind is still in prison. You know what I'm saying? I said, show me where the money at. And he led me right where the money was at. So, yeah, I done broken over about 300-400 houses, mansions, apartments, everything. So, cars. I did it all. I didn't care. I'm like, I don't care. I'm finna go. I went and I got stabbed. Wow. By, certain people.
Yo, welcome back to the Rancher Network podcast. We're super excited. We got another special episode, but it's your boy Yak.
It's your boy T.
We're super excited because not only do we have another great episode, but we want to thank y'all for giving so much love to the channel, man. We see all the comments and all the guests that have been on here, man. They're so appreciative of all you guys' comments, man. We didn't know how big this culture was and how big this group was until we really started seeing the love. So thank you all so much for subscribing, for liking and sharing everything, man. Not only were you guys sharing these videos, but you're sharing someone's perspective in life. And I think it's really important to make sure that these people are heard and that we can make a change going forward with something, man. Especially for you youth out there that are really trying to make it out. Well, I want to introduce my boy, Alonzo, man. Alonzo is someone that we came across and had a story that, we haven't heard just yet. And so we're super excited to bring him on. So let's give Alonzo a quick little round of applause, yo. Let's go. By the way, we have an audience in here, so he has some family in here. So it's pretty dope to see them here to support and listen to a story. So to get things on, first, thank you for being here. But we want to first kind of start off, the upcoming, right? How it was, where'd you grow up? I guess is the first question. Where'd you grow up?
South Central Los Angeles on the east side, called the Low Bottoms in the 40s.
On 40s?
And on the west side, 73rd and Hoover, 51st and Hoover, 53rd, but mainly on the east side. So
all LA based. Yeah. So I guess what was that like? What was that like growing up? You have
dangerous
family. What was family like?
Great. Yeah. So I didn't have my family, I wouldn't be here. So I didn't have no dad growing up. So my mom was my dad. So I'm trying to be a better kid. I'm trying to treat my kids better than my dad did his. When I got out for 29, 30 years, my dad died when I was 5 years old. He used to hit my mom. He overdosed on heroin, and died. It's like I had a lot of anger and resentment and hatred in my heart over the years. He never taught me how to play catch, tie my shoes, or read me a bedtime, like
That's
the
wild.
fundamentals of life. I had to go to the streets and rob and steal and do other extracurricular activities, So,
Wow.
And that's why, my life, turned out the way it is, But for the most part, I'm here today, so.
We want to get to that. We definitely want to get to that. Did you have siblings as well, or
Yes.
it was just you and your mom? Or you and your mom?
6 total.
Six
fifth,
siblings.
the baby boy.
Wow, the fifth. So
you're
you're
the
pretty much
youngest?
the youngest, yeah.
No, I have a little sister named Whitney. She's under me. I'm the fifth. She's the sixth.
Did you? What kind of trouble did you grow up with? A lot of individuals growing up out here, they grew up homeless or really struggling for food and things like that. I mean, did you have any kind of struggles like that to that point?
I went to go rob, steal, and do other extras. I went to go get it. Crawling through doggy doors, mailboxes. When I grew up breaking in houses. Flocking. That's what I was doing. Robbing celebrity homes and stuff like that, and providing for my family. So that's why I've been going back and forth. I've been a juvenile hall since 11. I'm 39 now. I've been all the juvenile hall. I've been to camp 9 times. California Youth Authority 3 times. Prison 7 times. So.
Wow.
That's some shit. Question: At what age did you say that you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna go out there and get it? Like, did you start, 10?
10. That's when I started.
That's
young.
goddamn. You took the training wheels off fast, huh?
That is young.
That is young. So 10 o'clock, what was it?
Got tired of wearing my sister clothes to school, so
Okay, yeah.
go get it,
How'd you get into that lifestyle though? Where'd you learn that from?
Just my environment, just the way, I don't know, it just happened, I'm a product of my environment, so I can't blame nobody but myself, I was just mad at my dad over all these years. When I got out, he's at Evergreen Cemetery. I took my family, we all went there to, to visit his gravesite. I took my daughters; they never met their grandfather, you know. And I've been having all this resentment in my heart all these years. I hated him, you know. So I made my peace. Told all my family move, just me, my mom, you know. And I laid in the dirt with my dad, and I cursed him out, not, you know, but I forgave him. You know, you have to have forgiveness in order to move on. So I forgave him, you know, and I let him know that's all this bad stuff going on, you know, people getting hurt, people getting robbed and stabbed, and, you know, because you wasn't there to teach me the right things, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I'm grateful. So I'm a 3-striker. I've been shot, stabbed, I've been jumped, beat with bats. I've been through everything, so.
Damn.
Went in with 4 years, turned 4 years into 12, catching case after case, you know, GBIs with weapons and stuff like that, you know.
Shit, okay, no, we'll definitely touch on that.
Exactly.
So leading up to that, 10 years old, you're out there in the street. When's like the first time that you said, or you seen a lick or something like that, where you're like, fuck it, I think this is it. I'm gonna go out there and get it. Like, what was that incident like, if you remember?
The lick?
Yeah, or whatever it was. You know what I mean?
It was a goodie. It was a guy named Mr. Nelson. He had a goodie shack. You know, I used to didn't have money to go in there, to, you know, to play the video games, and to get the candy and stuff like that. So when he shut it down, I went in front of the roof. I cut a hole through the roof and went in there, took all the candy and
You was
on some high tech shit.
Yeah.
Right there.
That's what I do. That's
Ninja
what I used
over
to
here.
do. That's not a part. That's not my life no more. But that's, you know, you know.
No, 100%. So you kept doing that, what, 11, 12, 13?
Till 2011.
Okay, so those younger days, though, did you get busted at any point in time? Which you say you did. What was the first one that you're like, oh, shit, cops pulled up or whatever?
My first time going to jail, I was on my way. My mom moved to Palmdale, Lancaster in 95. And I was on my way to school and tried to break in the house, and people was in there. I left my backpack, so they identified me, and I ended up going to jail. I was 11 years old. I did a camp program, and that's
11 years old?
Yeah, 11. I did, some nerds.
That's crazy. We hear some young ones, but 11.
Damn near every camp. Mons, Mendenhall, Gonzalez, Afterball, Resnick, Scobie, McNair, Mons, everywhere. So it's been a long time. So, you know, I've been a YTS, Nellis, Paso. I hit damn near every level 4, 180, level 3s, you know. Just like I feel like I'm institutionalized. My family, they try to put a lot of pressure on me. They don't know what it feels like to be in the cage. You know, I feel like my body is on the street, but my mind is still in prison. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I just did 12 years, and there's a lot of pressure going on. I don't want to go back to that same lifestyle because they don't understand what I've been through. You know, and it breaks me down sometimes. It hurts me. You know, so.
100%.
And it's been happy since I've been out having all my kids together. My family's been the happiest time of my life. So, and I'm grateful to be here. I'm glad y'all called me, you know, to do this. So I'm grateful. So it's a life-changing experience.
I'm really interested on like what was happening when you were breaking in. Like what was going through your head?
Houses?
Yeah, like even at that age at 11.
If I couldn't get in, they had bars. I'm going through the mailbox. I go through the doorbell on them. You know, to get the money. You know, I crawled through a doggy door one day. The dog came through the kitchen like, what the hell are you doing to my dog? I said, show me where the money at. And he led me right where the money was at. So, yeah, I done broken over about 300-400 houses, mansions, apartments, everything. So, cars. I did it all. Stole out of stores. Stole my mama rent money. You know, with PlayStations. Vacuums, I've been through it all. You know, I put my mom and my family through too much, so it's time for change. You know,
who'd you do all that with? I guess even at that age, did you do it by yourself, or you had your boys with you?
I had some people, but a lot by myself. I like to do things by myself because I don't like, you know, it's hard to trust people. I don't care about money. I only identify with loyalty and love. So when people they can't hold their weight in water, so I don't like to do things with people. So.
I hear you.
Yeah. So after the first one, what'd you think? What'd you say? I'm in the hall. You're in the camp. You're in the hall.
Addicted.
So that ain't. You know, most kids sometimes they'll be like, "Fuck that, I ain't going that route," or sometimes they may be like, "You know what? Okay, I see myself doing this." What'd you think? You're like, this ain't nothing.
Everybody always say, "Oh, I ain't never coming back. I'll be back in a couple of months, or whatever." So. But it's when you ain't got no money or no job or you don't know things or it's hard. You got to do what you got to do to provide for your family. So by all means necessary, I'm gonna do what I got to do. If I get shot, killed, or go to prison, I'm gonna make sure my family eat. So
100%.
Now
100%.
I'd rather work a 9 to 5 and do the right thing. So
you were so young, and you said you're basically the second to the youngest. What was happening with your other siblings while you were doing this at that age? What did they have going on?
Well, I got two brothers. They was in the lifestyle, but I was the knucklehead, Of my family, I'm like the black sheep, so I did some things I can't even speak of. So,
So that's kind of like, what'd you feel, I guess, even at that young age, knowing that you were the black sheep? Like, what were your thoughts? Were you trying to prove something to yourself or to other people, or what?
actually, yes. In 1994, I put on. I was a blood. I just wanted to be the biggest blood on the West Coast. That's all I cared about was my hood. And my homies, and But that's overrated. Gangbanging is dead. It's just stupid. Like you representing something that's a lost cause. It's like it's just stupid. You're supposed to provide for your family and you do the right thing. You can't do wrong your whole life. You have to find some balance. You got to do. You got to balance it out. You can't. I there's so much wrong in my life. I do good deeds for other people, just not because I'm nice or they taking advantage of me, just so I can feel better inside, because I did a lot of stuff that messed me up, so I do good deeds for other people.
I hear you.
It's only right. It's definitely only right.
I never crossed a man that didn't deserve it.
So you said you began. How old were you when you became affiliated with Bloods?
I was 10 years old, 1994.
Oh, so you were 10. You're already affiliated right there.
Already in the mix, huh?
Yes.
How'd you get in? Because I hear stories getting jumped in or however. And back in that time, I'm sure things were way different. So what was that like? Did you get jumped in? Like what was that?
I got jumped in. My gang, we was a small gang. We started out as taggers, and we migrated to Bloods in '94. And my brother put me on, and after that it was
Ever
over.
since.
So, I've been lost ever since. Lost in the sauce.
So camp after camp, you're going through that, and I know most of the time you're not gonna go to YA off the bat. So how many times did you go to camp before they said fuck it, camp ain't for them, the halls ain't for them, the compound?
Camp. No, 5 times camp. In order to go to YA, you gotta.
Yep.
It's a step you gotta build up. Unless you catch a murder or you do something something serious and you go straight to YA, you get M number or juvenile life or something like that. Other than that, like just a regular burglary, you get a
So
camp program.
if you can, maybe touch on what's the difference between camp and YA.
Right, please.
Well, camp is how can I say this? Camp is like preschool. YA is Gladiator school. I went to YTS, Heman G. Stark Youth Correctional Facility, and it's very it's very dangerous, there, and that's where I basically became animal, YA.
At what age did you hit YA?
I went to YA 2001 at 18.
Damn. So was it like fresh 18
YA
or something like
is worse
that?
than prison. California Youth Authority is worse than prison.
What?
LA County Jail, Men's Central. If you can survive in Men's Central, you can survive anywhere, But YA is dangerous, So.
What makes it dangerous?
Yeah.
My bad.
Well, it's a lot of racial tension going on. Riots every day. People getting stabbed. People getting killed. It's like if I got a problem with you, because since you're Hispanic, if I do something to you, fight you, stab you, all of it could be 20 Hispanics and 2 blacks. If it's 20 on 2. So.
Yeah.
You got to ride with your people, So, and I done been in YA. I did 3 years in YA. I probably done been in about, I don't know, 60 riots. I can't remember.
Oh, damn. That's a whole
I
lot.
just lost count. Every time the door opened, hit with trays, or I don't know.
So stepping into YA, did you ever get the little pregame talk like, look, bro, when you get into YA, this is what it's gonna be?
I went. I was scared. Nobody knew what my hood was, or I was scared when I had to get laced the right way, and from there, had to do what I had to do,
Did you think you learned everything you knew already being in there, or did anything help out?
I learned.
Did the camp programs help you?
The camp, it built up to that, but I knew certain things already from the streets, carrying guns and doing stuff. So I was already,
So fuck, that's a mission. 3 years in YA.
I'm over here trying to think. And I'm like, no way he said YA is crazier in prison. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, from the past
Not like
podcasts that we have,
Why number 87907?
it's like it's just like, oh, prison's it, but nobody's talked about
Right.
YA. So I kind of want to hear the details on YA. You said rioting, but I guess when you first stepped in to YA, what were your thoughts? Like walking in, like take us a little bit through that, kind of stepping in. When did you know
You're
like this
18,
is
you're-
different?
they-
Like,
they
Well,
give-
when I
yeah.
first went to YTS, I went in. I didn't know too much about the riot. So I went out my first day in the day room. The riot kicked off. I'm fighting with Bloods, Crips, Hispanics, white. I don't know who. I'm just fighting with people.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I didn't know what was going on. So I had to learn.
Yeah.
From EF to M&N, YNZ, WNX. I just went to all the buildings in YTS. The Rock, jumping over fences, barbed wire fences, getting cut up. I got bullet wounds all over. So
can you touch on what a riot feels like?
A riot?
Because every time you see it in the
You have to
movies,
move around.
it's like
Can't stay in
it's
one
like
spot.
everyone come around. You got security guards taking out the batons.
Like
It's
like the
God.
Spartans.
Yeah, like
You
I'm
know?
just like, and I'm thinking, I'm like, I don't know if it's really like that. Like, I don't know if it's really worse or the security guards just let them do their thing. Like, when do they jump in? Like, what was that?
Police not running nothing. When you in jail, the convicts. I can't say inmates because I don't identify with. I identify with convicts. It's a difference between the inmate and the convict. An inmate listen to the police. A convict do what he want to do.
That's the politics.
They run as prison politics. They do what they want to do. So police, they just cops. They just stop riots or people from getting hurt. They do their job. They just there to do their aid and hit the gate.
So you're just swinging. Like, when it was all going on, you're swinging. You didn't even know. You find out after. Damn, you was from the Bloods?
Scared the
or
whole
damn,
time.
you was like, really?
Did you get a chance to go to school? My fault.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Yes.
School or anything,
Yeah,
or because I know
learned trades, welding, mills, cabinetry, plumbing.
this was in YA.
Yeah, in
They had
YA,
all that, huh?
YTS,
Okay.
Damn.
I was the blacks. I had to say this. The Southsiders ran YTS. You couldn't go in certain sectors, like sector 2 and 3. Like sector 3, you go back there, you're gonna get hurt. They got stuff like I can't even speak on, but you go past sector 1, you can't go past into that. So
Did you learn that the hard way, or did you see someone learn that?
I learned that the hard way. I went down that I got assigned to a classroom, and I didn't care. I'm like, I don't care. I'm gonna go. I went and I got stabbed.
Wow.
By certain people.
I mean,
But
Loki.
I did something too. So I'm not the only one that got stabbed.
Right.
Yeah.
What did that feel like getting stabbed? And I say this because you don't really ask that question. But what did it feel like to you?
Most people, when they get stabbed, they run. When you fighting with someone with a knife, you don't fight the person, you fight the knife. You know what I'm saying? Most people, when they hold a knife, they hold it this way. When you fight, you're supposed to hold a knife to point that way, so you can fight and you can. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So my first held a knife, it was pointed this way, and I stabbed myself up.
No way.
I learn how to make knives out of plastic bottles, out of anything, toothbrushes, anything. They melt it down, roll them with shower shoes, and dip it in the toilet, make it hard, and
And I can't believe, like, at this point, you haven't even fucking hit the pen yet. This is still why you're still just it sucks, right? Basically, that's the school before the big, it's like, it's fucking crazy that you're already doing. And maybe even touch on, like, there's grown men in there. You could be 16, 17, and you're in there with adults. So there's adults.
YTS is 18. Once you turn 25, you can't be in YA no more. You either go, if you got an M number, you go straight to the pen, or you go home. You on my 25th birthday, the day before my birthday, I got parole. And I was only out for a month, and I went to call my first prison term for a gun. I went to Soledad State Prison, North Yard, Lassen Hall, and
How long were you out from YA for?
like 2 months.
Damn, 2 months after 3 years.
All these like this place, the YA spot, this is in LA, or where is this at?
YTS is in Chino.
Chino.
That's the
Gotcha.
Gladiator school. But the most dangerous California Youth Authority is called Fred C. Nellis. But it's shut down now, but that's the most dangerous spot.
So interesting. So, I guess, kind of getting out of that, going outside of YA, what happened as soon as you got released? What were you thinking before you got released from YA? Because you said you went to
Good
parole.
question, yeah.
You went to parole after that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I wasn't thinking. I didn't have no plan. I didn't care. You know, I just wanted to get out there and make some money, do what I needed to do. You know, do whatever I had to do. You know, so hurt somebody, rob somebody. You know, provide for my family, take care of myself, and that's why I kept catching case after case after case. And it's sad, like, and I've been through too much in life, and I deserve a chance at life. I just want to live, man. I'm a 3 striker. If I catch another case, it's 25 to life. They're gonna have to kill me. I'm not going back. And I know it's a lot of people looking for me. I could be here today, going tomorrow. I turned my life over to God. I went to church last week, and the pastor said something about being baptized. I went up there and I sat down. Look, baptize me. I know once you get baptized, your life changed completely. So the day I paroled from New Folsom in Sacramento, level 4, 180 C Yard, building 4. The day I paroled, I got on the concrete, I kissed the ground, and I hung my flag up. You know, I'm always be where I'm from, but I'm not an active gang member. It's a difference between a gang member and a gang banger. A gang member is just a member of a gang. A gang banger is the one that's going to, you know, it's a big difference. So gang banger is the one that's going to go do what he need to do for his friends, his homies, for his hood or whatever, you know, to keep it, you know, alive and thriving.
So you mentioned that when you got a YA, you weren't thinking about like positivity. But what I'm tripping out about, like after everything you said, getting stabbed and all that, you didn't have fear like coming back?